You know how no one's like having kids and shit these days? And I was like, yeah, man, what's wrong with the world? But then I took a look at my own self and I was like, wait a minute, I don't got kids. And why did we all wait so dang long to have kids?
I thought when you said like, "What's wrong with the world?" Now I took a look at myself and I was like, that.
Well, I mean, like,
I'm
you're
definitely
literally 40.
I'm an old father for a new dad for
Right?
sure. 39 years old when my kid came out is like an old dad.
And then Ryan is 42. And
That's
then
an
Spike is
older
pregnant.
dad.
Old dad.
Yeah. Bart, you were 30
Old
33.
dad.
when you had Taika. You popped out Taika at a geriatric pregnancy.
I think Gio.
Jill's like 34.
34.
She's an old mom.
Oh.
Is that considered geriatrics though?
That's some fucking grandma vagina stuff.
I think the stats are like 35. You start exponentially increasing risk, and then 40 is even more exponentially increasing risk.
You're supposed to start at 17 and shit.
Holy shit.
Well, how come you waited so long?
I didn't have nobody.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's a good answer.
Well, I did, but we were in no fucking place to even start a kid or think about marriage and all that
That's the
shit.
answer. I think it's very simple. That's like us talking about like, well, in the 1990s, a dad could go work at Sears and then have enough to buy a home and provide for his whole family. The idea of like,
No, I was rich as fuck at the time.
Okay.
But you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. No,
Yeah.
I think at the time, it was more like, you know how you know too much and you're like, we're not ready because, we're not psychologically there. We need to go see therapy. We want to prepare a good world for this youngin'. Where our parents had none of that shit. They just had, I'm married. Time to have kids. We have too many
That's
choices.
true.
So I think that's the
more things to consider.
Yeah.
And then also like our perspective, like I only saw, granted, you're a kid, so you're just being taken care of by your parents. So all you see as a kid is your parents working the whole time.
That's true.
So the idea of like from my existence, AK from like whenever I was born, and that's your life is now just taking care of me. You don't get to do the crazy vacations or all this. You're working like extra long hours 7 days a week because you had kids. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just more like, wait, so every year I don't. And I push that back as a year of my own life without that depth of responsibility. That's a huge one for today's world.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people might be like, older generation might be like, that's some lazy shit. Like, this is when you're fertile. This is when you're supposed to, X, Y, Z. But it's just not the case around the world. Like we have so many options to do things, to explore, to try new things, to see, travel to places.
I do think that's one of the main things where it's like, let me get my me time out of the way before we have it. Because we do see our parents, they had zero me time. Like, I feel like my dad escaped communism, had a kid, and then died.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
But also, like,
damn, that's true.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, what? I don't even know if he ever wanted to play guitar, like what his fucking dreams were. He just had kids, worked his fucking ass off, and then passed away.
I also never felt like granted, I don't know if you ever like truly feel ready for anything, but I never felt financially ready to. Like the second you get married, here's some marriage advice. In my situation, it's like my wife had like school debt. So the idea of like legally being bound to somebody means that you're also assuming like their debt or any liabilities and stuff like that. So the second you go in there, now your internal like, I was gonna get married by this time. You're like, whoa, shit, life is actually different now. Now you're trying to recalibrate with another human being, and then you suddenly are like, all the things that I had the freedom of myself, I'm already trying to assimilate to another human being and try to catch up in a different game of Monopoly. Another kid.
Yeah, you're like, do I want to have a kid when I'm in the negative? You're like, oh shit. But then you also have a biological ticking time bomb, and you're trying to like kind of always like gauge the pros and cons of each.
I kind of wish I just got a girl knocked up when I was a teenager.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I think your life would be completely different now.
Probably.
Like, you wouldn't be a gypsy man.
Probably, but then I'd probably be hanging out with my son or daughter.
There's that
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, if I had the same life to live like Groundhog Day over and over, for sure I'd play around with a lot of different versions of it, because you see the dub and you see the L in every version of it, right? You have a kid late, and then it's like, I imagine right now, like, when my daughter's like 15, I'll be fucking like 55.
But a young 55 though.
A sex having 55.
Yeah.
Throwing hella birthday for yourself, 55.
But the idea of like, doing sports or playing games or activities or chasing, like playing, well, granted, I don't know what she might be into. Let's say she's into dance. Even the idea of trying to participate, it's like I'm an older father. Like there's a loss to that, even though I took the selfish route and maybe I had more life to myself.
You know how movie stars always say that their kids hate their work? You think that your daughter's like, stop dancing? That's fucking embarrassing.
I think
That's
no
so
matter
funny.
what, my kid is going to be
they're gonna think you're lame.
No matter what, my kid's gonna think I'm lame.
Because you dance pretty cool and stuff. Like, I can't imagine her just being like, God, it's so fucking lame.
We did a similar video to this, and then like in the comments, like I was reading this, and then maybe you guys can understand this too, but it's almost like I don't want the same struggles like you said your parents had. It's like you see by example what your life can be, and you don't see children as a burden, but you also see like you're adding all these things that are like more work. Like they didn't really paint a good example of family life, right?
Man.
So then it makes all of us want to be over prepared so we don't make the same mistakes. And I think that's kind of the whole like, I'm gonna push it off till later because I got this vacation. I'm trying to like ball out. I'm trying to do this. I want to be super prepared. And then before you know it, it's like that movie Idiocracy where you have the two smart, successful people. They're like, finally, we're gonna try at 38.
And so we have one kid.
Yeah. Or they can't even.
That's what happened to us.
Yeah.
Because I feel so like for me, like I'm super conflicted because I'm like, if I had kids 5 or even 10 years earlier, then when I had Taika, I don't think I was actually ready to be a dad. And then I would beat the fuck out of him for sure to be child abuse. I'd be like my dad, And then I'm like, okay, so that was cool. I got my emotional maturity there. There's going to be a point when you stop going to other people's houses for Thanksgiving and you're the Thanksgiving house. Now the people at my table are way less, right? Because if I started earlier, I might have 5 kids that come home from college when it's Thanksgiving. Now, when I have Thanksgiving, it's just going to be Taika coming home from college. So
If he even does that, he calls, he's like, hey, Dad, we're doing Thanksgiving over here.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, we baked a turkey for no reason. Then it's like, fuck. Because like I'm trying to zoom out to 50, 60, what that life is like. And I'm just kind of like stuck in this middle ground. And it's tough. I'm like, which one is the win? Which one is the L?
But I wonder if it really was easier or like romanticizing it. Because everyone talks about like, man, easy for you guys to say older generation. Like you were able to have houses and jobs and things like that. But I'm like, I just remember my parents are boomers. And I just remember them fucking struggling about money, complaining. And then also we had some family time, but like all the 90s movies was like, dad's at work again. And then no one's dads came to their sport events or anything. It was just moms.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and if you're fucking Asian, you're lucky if any parent showed up to any school event.
My dad worked with my uncles, and they used to, I didn't even know this because I used to get mad that he didn't go to my sports shit. And they used to come to my cousin Frankie's sports shit, which was the same shit as mine. So he would, my uncles would go to our Little League games, and my dad would have to mind the store. And then they would like come back and be like, hey, Steve did good and all this shit. My dad's like fuming.
Oh, so he was covering the shift.
Yeah.
But you didn't know that.
I didn't know that because my dad didn't sit me down and explain the shit to me. So I was always like, fuck you, Dad. You're never home. Like that kind of shit. But I didn't know what was going on his side.
But he kind of like took it for the team so they could go watch.
And to this day, he's never told me that. My mom had to tell me that.
Wow.
I think that's a really good point that Bart made too. Like today's father need to. The whole point is like we're trying to be better than the last generation's father. We just need more time to like prepare, like man up, mature, get our finances in order, get our wisdom in check, and then we can like do it the right way. Because now the requirements for fathers today is different, right? Back then, easy. You go to work, you come home, you turn on the TV, and nobody talks to you. And food's ready. Like, that was the expectation for women, because, like, maybe they weren't working because they could take home. Now it's like, you come home, you don't get to chill out from your day of work. You weren't working on the baby, so you got to come home and make sure you cook, you clean, you take care of the baby, you do all this stuff. And then after that, you got to be available and present for your wife. You got to be empathetic. And then you can't complain because you got to wake up and know that you probably aren't doing better than the next guy because everybody's required. Like, that's the.
Is Anthony trauma dumping on us right now?
He's like, I can't meet these expectations.
No, it's a lot, dude.
It's tough, man.
The responsibilities are spread out to, like, for us, both of us work all day. and both of our responsibilities in the house are spread out between both of us. So it's just like we don't really have those like strict gender roles where this person does this. It's like we all do everything together, and I think that's just kind of what it is nowadays, right?
And
Well,
you know what?
millennial men are the most in history involved fathers. Like hands down, they did a whole study of like
Yeah.
how much time.
But is that good?
I think so for sure.
I don't think it's good.
I think it's a good thing because what was lacking for us, it was like all the stories were absent parents, absent fathers a lot of the times, right?
Didn't make us good men though.
I think we put a chip on my shoulder.
I think both like kids need both parents, bro. Like I think they just always do better when there's both parents.
Yeah, because if you go the other extreme and you go to the hood and there's no dads, then they have all of them go to jail.
yeah, and they don't have like that male, like especially for fathers, like for young men, feels like they need a male role model in their house to teach them how to be men. Otherwise, they become like violent delinquents.
You know what I'm most curious about is like traditional for the most of family history, like human history, right? So like we go, oh, traditional values, but it's still people going to the factory office and then mom's being a homemaker. But real traditional was like you have your shop or you have your farm or whatever, and then your family is all working on it.
Yeah.
From baby to grandma, everyone. When it's harvest time, everyone, all hands on deck. When it's like you're a fucking shoemaker family, grandpa's doing the fucking leather, kid over here is learning how to do, and then you're there together. That's what you should be. But you know what I mean? Like that's, to me, you're 24/7 with your kids, but it's generational. And I think we're just like, we have to fill in the roles because
But then also in traditional, you have zero friends. Your family is your friend. Your 3-year-old is your friend.
My parents had like no friends.
No one has any friends, no socializing. Because
well, they had the church, they had community, like they had the village. So you had
I think that's more important than the age aspect for people in today's generation. Like, to me, it's like, it doesn't matter if you have a kid at 25 or if you have a kid at like 40. It's more like if all of your friends are having kids at the same time, that's what's exciting.
That's true, the community.
Because then like the mothers are going through things together. The idea of babysitting or like sharing or villages taking care of people.
That's true.
Or like signing up for the same schools and like having a community. I feel like that's more important than just,
yeah.
For sure. Because like me and Tiff have been talking about this too. When we talk about this with kids or just like healthy humans in general, mentally, and everyone needs like a third space. So it's like home is one space, school or work might be a second space. And then like a third place is like church, the gym, community, whatever that fills in that gap. So it's like, yeah, we all need that.
And it was multi-generational.
Yeah, we need uncles, we need aunties, we need everyone on all hands on deck because it's like, it's hard.
As long as uncles ain't touching them kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why, you have
like
a
to
good
do that.
community and then you could trust these people.
It's big city living where we outsource everything. So like you pay for maid, you pay for Uber, you pay for all these other things. That's what community was, is to like, hey, you need a ride to the airport? All right, I'll take you. It's like doing shit you don't want to do, but like
Everybody
that's what's
did it,
real.
yeah.
That's real community. Not like, hey, let's go have lunch and entertain each other. I don't think you build real community that way. But like, I think when you have a more like everyone's busy, you ain't got fucking time. I need a task rabbit. I need whatever. Then you're not really actually, building any friendships or relationships. But yeah,
Dude, because Anthony now he has his baby girl, and Ryan's gonna have his baby girl.
community.
Now they're gonna have you're gonna have a free carpool service with Ryan. You know what I mean? You guys are good to go. You guys are locked in.
Dude, hell yeah. What if
Yep.
they hate each other? That'd be so funny.
That would be hilarious.
That's how it goes, though.
you got to force them.
You gotta force them.
If you force them, they're not gonna. That's the worst part.
If they were boys, if they were sons, they'd be such friends. Oh my God.
Forcing hobbies on kids, dude. They'll go the other way sometimes.
You gotta shove their nose in it and make them know that this is wrong.
I'm going to force them.
Force them.
I'm going to force her.
Like Nikki's dad, huge Rams fan, and just to piss him off, she became a Packers fan.
That's funny.
Yeah, dude. Just because she's like, "Fuck you, dad." I'm a fan of your rival.
I'm like, oh my God, I want you to be a dancer so bad, Lana. I want you to be a professional dancer so bad.
Sometimes I wish I was hella low IQ and I could come irresponsibly all the time. I mean, I did, but I never got to go pregnant.
Okay.
So like, I was unlucky.